EnglishSimmer here, and this video is brought to you through the EA Creator Network because I was provided with 2 free codes for these kits that just came out this evening. I don't know why, but it feels like such a long time ago since we got kits. Also, if I sound like suspiciously loud, one, I am excited because one of my best friends ever got to design one of these packs. Of course, that is Plumbella. Jessie worked alongside the Sims team to create the Pastel pop kit. I'm very, very proud of them, and oh my word, I cannot wait to show you all of the objects that came with it, give you my thoughts, feelings, reactions, all of that. And also another reason that I am loud is I did that thing, you know, that little kids do when you're a kid in like a car waiting for your parents and you're like, I am the best singer ever, I'm gonna record myself singing. I just did that with my OBS, and Karma by Taylor Swift, atrocious. Fairly sure I deafened myself. I will no longer be singing in front of anyone. No further questions. Thank you very much. So basically what I've done is, as usual, I put all the objects down. We're going to be going through some swatches, or we're going to be talking about things. Starting off with I did put all of these wall decorations up to show you what they look like on a wall. We're going to ignore them for now. Get them out of your mind. Eradicate them. Maybe just like squint your eyes a little bit and then you can like see through them. But we're going to be talking about the wallpapers. So Jessie's kit actually has 2 wallpapers with it, and this is because Jessie has always stated that every pack should come with like almost every type of item. Obviously this is a kit, so like not every category is like filled, and we got 2 really nice wall coverings out of it. So the first one is this kind of like half and half, have some like hot pinks, you got greens, purples and blues. Pretty much it for all of those. You got this nice like peachy color, which is a little bit more neutral. Honestly, I kind of wish that we had a black and white in this as well, like half black on the bottom and then half white on the top. I think that would be really cool to like contrast it. I did watch Jessie's video on their presentation, and they basically said that they tried to get some black and white swatches in, which I have gone quickly through, and I do like a lot of them. However, I do think that each one could have maybe had a black and white natural swatch. And then the second wallpaper from this kit is this one right here. I think this is so cute. I think this is like perfect for a nursery or something like that. It's giving me big Zoella energy. Zoe Sugg would have this in Ottilie's nursery, I feel. It's also kind of reminiscent of the cottage living one in the sense that it's like quite a cutesy wallpaper. It's kind of like a little bit cartoony, definitive art style, if you ask me. And again, you've got like the plain swatch, which is like this one where the whole wall is covered. And then you also have one with a half and half, so you can like mix and match these as well. I will say this kit is still giving big groovy chick energy. I know it was based off like the 60s and 70s and also the trends that we see like now on TikTok on like reviving all of that kind of like modern maximalism, but like in a cutesy pastel way rather than like more royal tones. And then we also have some new carpet, which I am very excited about. Not gonna lie, Jessie's original idea for like this kit was either something like Pride and Prejudice or bringing like old objects from old Sims games into a kit. This like carpet reminds me of like The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. I feel like we don't have many carpets in The Sims 4 like at all. Like if we go to carpets, look at how small this, I mean it's not as small as Lino, but it's still pretty small category wise. I really like the squiggles ones. I think they're super cute, but there's only 3 squiggle ones. It looks like Saved by the Bell. It looks like Rugrats, especially this yellow one. I really like these carpets. Again, I think I'm actually going to get a lot of use out of these, and this kit is cohesive as heck, which is something I tend to always say about kits. I feel like they are small enough to like, for example, look at the assets like this whilst you're designing them and be like, hey, does that color match with this? Does that pattern like go with this pattern? And I think that is like a stronger suit of kits. We have this Poppy pocket bed, which is so reminiscent of Polly Pocket. This one is big 80s. Oh my word, I love it. Then you have this more like Vans checker style with the flowers on it. And then you also have some plainer swatches. So you have a black and a white. The white definitely is reminiscent of the brand new like Logitech G set that just came out. I just think this looks really comfy, and you know I love a good themed room, and I feel like I'm gonna get some good themed rooms out of this. Next up, we have this little armchair. So there's some more plainer variants. It kind of has a very sweets feel to it. It gives me squashies. And then you also have the cow print, which is super cute. I also love like all the roundedness of these items. This actually looks super comfy to sit in, which I feel doesn't happen very often in The Sims 4 for me. Just makes me want to sing more milkshake. I do feel as if this is very reminiscent of like the era that both Jessie and I grew up in. Even though it's like 60s and 70s, it's also still giving kind of like 90s Spice Girls, S Club 7. All it needs is like an inflatable sofa and we were there. But that's why I like this, because I do feel as if this is kind of timeless in a sense. Like I feel like you can relate it to sort of any era that you're knowledgeable about. This little love heart office chair, which also comes in cow print, and then this like flower power print. You've got a sofa, which again, this one I do wish we had a black swatch, because we do have a white one, and again this actually looks quite comfortable. My sciatica would be like, hell no, I'm not sitting on that. But for a Sims 4 sofa, it looks like it's at least cushioned. This side table, which is my favorite, I think, asset, although I so wish that it worked as a desk as well. I really, really love this design. And honestly, if this also like was a desk, I would use it so much. I love the tile effect. I love all of the colors that it comes with. Like, look at how sleek this black looks. I feel as if you could walk into like any fashion house in New York and they would have like a welcome desk that looks like this. I also feel as if Jessie chose this color specifically for me, so thank you for the representation there, Jessica and the Sims team. This little coffee slash side table and matches with the sofa very well, so you can either put this in front, you can put it like to the side of it. Another side table, which is kind of reminiscent of like a Tetris block. My favorite thing about this is it actually has a light underneath it, which lights up this little like indent, which is really, really cool. We have this like squiggly desk. I will say double like desks aren't my favorite. I feel as if they just take up too much room in The Sims 4, and whilst I like the swatches and it's cute and it also matches with the PC, which is really nice, I just don't think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it because the double desks just like feel like too much. But we actually get like a wooden variant as well, which is kind of super reminiscent of an easel, which, speaking of easels, we do have a laptop down here which has a cute little like mouse pad underneath it. Also got a little like Apple pencil. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Not sponsored by Apple or EA. I wasn't swearing, I promise. I was just saying it wasn't sponsored by both of them. Peace and love, peace and love. Oh, look at the little cow. That's so cute. It's like a little gaming mascot. And then again, you kind of got a lot of the checkered store stuff. You've got this in a black and a white swatch as well, and a cute little mechanical keyboard, which looks exactly like my little mechanical keyboard. Now, I wish I could have my life together like this. I am not a cute Animal Crossing girly. This little mirror shelf situation, we've got these shelves, these little like cuboid ones. The rainbow and the vase are actually attached to them. Unfortunately, they're not their own thing either. Hey, where are the candles? I just realized I'm missing the candles. We really need a kits filter now. It's getting a bit silly. I will say the strawberry is actually really easy to see in the little icons, so I'm really glad about that. I do think they need to think about that. Sorry for that little interlude. I absolutely love this object. I will say, I think this and this side table are probably my two favorites out of this kit specifically. I just love like the daisy effect up the side. I think the color palette on this particular object is absolutely gorgeous. This actually does also have some spaces. So half of it is already taken up by like pre-decor. So it doesn't look empty, even if you don't feel like placing anything yourself. But then if you do want to place some things yourself, there's actually a fair bit of room to do so. We've got the fun little candles, which I just think are so cute. And then also a salt rock lamp, which definitely have taken off recently. I feel like everyone gets at least one of these for Christmas every year. You got the little postcard corkboard where you can actually put the base game postcards if you have a pen pal. You got this frame with some pictures in, this like cluster of frames. Again, black and white included. Then you've got this little rubbish bin for your bedrooms, and this is really cool. So sort of the fizzy drink cans that we already have in the game also are included with this. So there are 3 fizzy drink swatches. These were a big thing again in the 90s. These and the pencil cases that look like fizzy drinks. You're a cool kid if you have one of them. You got this biscuit, which looks like a bourbon. You got your classic rich tea over here. You got your little what's the brand called? Something swirls, foxes. And then also your pastel kind of variants. I don't think I would ever eat that. Green cookie sounds like the sister-in-law of blue waffle, so let's not go there. Again, you got your cow prints, you got your psychedelic swirls, you got your emo girl Vans rocker chic. It literally reminds me of like being bullied when I was like 12 years old, when I would wear like check Vans and people would be like, oh, emo. Don't ask me why. I grew up in fucking Manchester. We got Affleck's Palace and Urbis. I mean, literally, if Manchester you can't get away with being emo, where can you get away with? Then we have this mirror, which is kind of hard to see, so I'm going to show you on the wall. This is apparently themed after a puddle. I honestly thought it was a fried egg. I preferred it being a fried egg, so I'm going to stick with it being a fried egg. And then the color shift is just actually on the side of it. And then onto the Clutter kit, which I cannot remember the official name for, but there we go. I haven't actually checked the swatches of these. So you got these like decorative mugs. If mugs didn't annoy you enough in the game already by all of your Sims getting a glass of water whenever they fancy it, now you can have even more. I mean, I do quite like these for like an office. Oh, that looks absolutely rank. That has been festering. No, thank you very much. Emotional support water bottle girlies. Don't worry, the Sims team have you covered. Is there a green one? You know what? It looks a bit bro-y for me, but I will allow it. You got a little diary over here. I will say, I'm honestly like undecided about the Clutter kit. Like, I kind of like the little details. Like, this is quite cute, it being like a signed cap. But I will say all the objects are like quite small. And I get that Clutter is small, but like having a whole kit dedicated to it, I thought I wanted it. But now that I'm actually seeing it in the flesh, I'm like, oh, is it worth £5 to me? And I personally don't think it is. I don't know if it's just because these are like bigger objects or what, but this feels more like £5 worth than this when you see it like all lined up. I just don't know about it because like obviously we get a lot of Clutter with like other kits, and yeah, there's like specific objects that I will use time and time again. I mean, these pens and like little post-it note, the amount of times I've used that little cup with like pencils in for like kids' rooms and teenagers and stuff. Like, it adds variation, but it's like realistically all it is for like show, which I know kits are usually anyway, because you can't really interact with that many objects and they kind of just eradicated gameplay kits. But yeah, undecided. You got this little like coin piece with all these like bills and letters underneath. You got a little magazine stack, which okay, you got a chess one. You know what? I feel like I'm a little bit salty over this for the fact that it's kind of showing off that your Sims have hobbies, which like I get that Sims can video game, especially especially if you have like city living, and they can play chess, but you know, it doesn't have the sort of like element of Sims 2 free play. You don't really get like baking magazines and like hobby magazines and like own special lots for hobbies. We have a fair few hobbies in the game now, but they just don't feel super like fulfilled out, or they've been there since the base game and there's not really a lot you can do with them. So maybe I'm salty about that. Maybe I just want a hobbies like expansion pack or game pack a little bit too much. You got these little post-it notes. I'm gonna have to zoom in on all of these. So yeah, you got like someone practicing their signature and this little Freezer Bunny doodle, which is so cute. You got this little box, which is just like for all your little trinkets. Honestly, not gonna lie, I thought it was an ash box. Like, it literally looks like a box that you would get for a pet's ashes. You got this little snack box over here, I think it was called. Some of these I really am not gonna use, but hey, that's all like personal preference, I guess. Got this little like box filled with letters and stuff. I just feel like some of this is so similar to objects that we've had. It adds variety, but in a sense, like, you could just use the objects that we already have. Like, we have a lot of magazine stacks and we have a lot of like boxes with files or letters in. You do have glasses, which we don't have. These have actually been updated in base game as well. So they've added a couple of new swatches, although we don't have an orange pair. We do not have a pink pair. Sims team, can we please go back to Create a Sim and add these colors in? That would be wonderful. Also, I love how they've done what I've been asking them to do in Create a Sim all along. And that is the fact of giving us the same glasses, but with darker lenses so they could work as sunglasses and then also as like normal regular frames. I want that in Create a Sim if it makes sense for the glasses. So it's quite funny that we got that in build mode before we got it in Create a Sim. Yeah, really funny. These little flowers in the vase. You got these shoes, which don't ask me how these shoes are defying gravity. These are reminiscent of the shoes that we got in Ancient Arrivals, I want to say. You got this, which I thought was a hint to Generations. Clearly it was not. You got like a little videotape down here, some letters, again, just a sort of like memory box that you can like throw up in an attic. Little yoga mat, which I will say kind of doesn't make sense if you don't have spa day. Like, I can imagine this would be so annoying for me if I didn't own spa day already and I just saw this in the room constantly and then I was like, oh wait, my Sims can never do yoga. Honestly, I would feel as annoyed by looking at this in the game as I do my actual yoga mat. And I'm like, remember that time that I had a parasocial relationship with yoga with Adrienne. Then you got these little headphones. As always, headphones look very oversized in The Sims 4, but hey, if you have like a DJ, if you have a gamer, this is again a nice little detail if you want to fill out their rooms. I will say, I said this basically when these got leaked as well. A lot of this is reminiscent of custom content of like things that people have already created. So you can choose to spend that like £5 that you would buying this supporting CC creators, or if you can't have CC and it's not accessible for you because you either play on console or on a PC that you can't download CC on, then hey, I feel like this is going to fill out your catalog a little bit and kind of give a way to show off those hobbies, which I still wish we had in more depth. You got this little drawing tablet with a candle behind it as well, or I can't tell if this is the pen. Again, we have like one drawing tablet, but I always feel like these things can be updated, like the woodworking table, and they never are. We just got High School Years, which had a lot of like assets with like anime on them, and we do actually have like a freelance drawing artist, and we do have illustration on the drawing tablet that we have in the game, but I would love like an anime art style that your Sims could create. I just think they need to like link the objects that they come out with to gameplay a bit more. I feel like this video is going to be hours long, so yeah, workout gear. You got a little makeup case with some eyeshadow, your little, I'm not into makeup, you little spongy sponge. This is really cute, but again, I wish we had this jewelry in Create a Sim because this little moon necklace is adorable. So are these layered necklaces. Do we have them in Create a Sim? No, we absolutely do not. This absolutely does my head in. I have wanted a portable chess table for years. We have not one, but 2 of them. This is like a travel chest, and yet we still don't have travel chests within the game. You don't have a draggable one. It would be the exact same animation because it would have to be on a table, so Sims would have to sit down at a table, but we have it as an object. You just can't play games with it. You got this little like watch glasses calendar stand, good for like hallways, I guess, or like a Sims bedroom if they have like a walk-in wardrobe. Dream home decorator vibes. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to get your hands on Dream home decorator. A little watch box, which again I also wish was a ring box. I miss being able to propose over a table, and this just takes me back. This honestly looks like the size of a ring box in The Sims 2. A little phone with some keys, kind of realistic. Again, nice for a little hallway. You got this little like shelf with keys and a little lanyard with keys on and like bills and things that you need to post. You got these reusable bags, which is quite cute. This like signed football and also a signed cap. This still looks like the Apex Legends logo to me. You got this little fishing thing, which I actually really like. I do feel as if fishing is a hobby that is ignored, and I feel like Sims who fish don't really have a lot to like really show off their personality other than dragging a fish out of their inventory and like mounting it on their wall. Or if you do have some, they're from cats and dogs, and they're actually quite large objects that you don't really want in your house. So this is like a neat little thing. I don't really know what this is meant to be. Oh, are they meant to be speakers? I thought that these were literally meant to be like a digital clock or kind of like a calendar, you know, those like cube calendars that you like turn around and they say a date. Transforms your workspace into a mini concert hall. Wait. I want to check gameplay. Nice. Okay, Sims team. Okay, that was a little test. I was testing you. It is actually a speaker, which is very nice to see. Oh, your Sim can't like view this. I thought they might be able to. This is actually a bookshelf, which is nice because there are some books on it. So it does have a little bit of gameplay attached to it. Obviously, this is a computer. Stop it. It's live draggable. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I'd be taking like my little mechanical keyboard out and about with me, but I really like, well, I was not expecting that. Oh, this also came with the Clutter one. This actually works as a mirror, which I'm quite glad about. Your Sims can shave here, they can practice their debate, they can plan their outfits. I was kind of hoping that if you also had vintage glamour, this would also double as a vanity. It kind of makes sense that it doesn't, but I think if you had this on the desk, it would make sense. Oh yeah, you can't put this computer on the side table. That's unfortunate. Also, really quickly before I wrap up, these are the designed rooms that they gave to us. So this is what it looks like for the Pastel Pop kit. You have it in 3 different color schemes, which kind of just show off like just how cohesive this kit is. And then this is the one for the Clutter kit. You got it in a green swatch, and then you also have it in a red swatch too. Primarily made up of like base game stuff, but obviously there's not a lot of furniture included, so they needed a lot of stuff to like put their thing in. One thing I would say, I would love it if you clicked on this and you could actually check your calendar through this. Very small detail, but I wouldn't mind it. And again, we can't really like use this, and just to double check, I know like there's no even need to do this, but I just want everyone to witness my disappointment in the good old chess table. Yep, we've just got all your bog standard chess tables that we're used to. We still don't have a live draggable portable one. I feel like this would have been the perfect opportunity for it. See, when you look up chess, it comes up, but it's not usable. There we have it. That's my first look, reaction to, thoughts when it comes to these brand new kits that we got. 2 build kits back to back. Again, I said this in my overview when they leaked. I do think the Pastel Pop kit could be too similar to high school years for some people. I personally think that it's different enough. I think it actually like complements that pack more so than feels like a My First Pet stuff. And it hasn't been like subtracted away from anything. It feels like its own cohesive theme. I will say I prefer the Pastel Pop kit to the Trinkets kit, which honestly is surprising because I really like to make homes feel lived in. However, I felt like I could do that without these objects. objects. I fully understand it for people who can't download custom content or who always want more clutter. But in my personal opinion, there's not really that much of like a standout sort of object in there for me, minus the little like fishing object. And that's really, really small anyway. I quite like the speaker, but again, we have like smaller speakers in the game. So I don't really feel like that's hitting a niche well enough in my opinion. This is incredibly super random for like the theming of these kits, but with the speaker, I'm like, okay, I like that. Like, that's a nice addition. However, looking at like the colors used in this pack, and it's kind of like traditional, like homey clutter. It kind of has like a vintage style to it without being vintage. I would have really loved to see a like one tile record player or like a suitcase record player. I do think that would have fit the clutter fit a little bit more than like a speaker that we already have smaller speakers. So I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on both of these kits. Let me know how you're feeling about them. Sorry if I missed off any objects. It was being a little bit weird, like telling me what was new and what wasn't new. I also apologize for the length of this video. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Also, congrats, Jessie. Like, you really did put your whole simussy into this, and I'm so freaking proud of you. I feel bad because I didn't say that whilst like looking into the camera, but I was just like looking at the objects being like, damn, my best friend made these. I feel like I should just stand there like,